Yes, sir. What it is, what it ain't. It's the voices of the O. You already know we back for episode 24. Yes, I fucked up the count on the last episode, but fuck you niggas. I can do what I want. Pay for this shit.
It's 24?
Yeah, it's 24. Wow. I said 22, and I think it was 23.
Yeah, Antoine messed up, bro. I looked at the numbers today. I don't even know what it is.
Right. That shit, 24, that makes 6 months of doing this. Half a year, man, with my guys, man.
That's flew by,
man. Half a year.
6 months?
Yeah.
That's wild. I feel like we ain't been rocking that long. That's nuts.
Man, it feels like Mondays is coming and going. Man, you know, we here, man, back with my gang. Telling love.
Big Tony, I'm here again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for always being here. My boy Alex back there behind the camera. And my man coming in, touching down again. Standing 6'8", 250, pure motion.
Yes, sir.
What it is.
What's up, man?
My boy Billy D.
Hello.
How you doing today, brother?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I appreciate you coming in, stepping in for us. Needed a sub.
Absolutely. Heard you was talking to Reckless about Oklahoma, so I had to come, fill the boy. So I was like, there will be none of that in this state.
Hey, I get it. I'm not mad at it, man. You know, we all from the O, or we here representing. So
yeah,
let's get to it, man. Alex, I'm finna do that roll call, my guy. Finna do that roll call. So let me go ahead and get some shit off my chest. Ohio State.
Ass.
Yes, sir.
Ass.
Whole lot. Yes, sir.
Ass.
Yeah, there we go. Where else we gonna go? Who else was losing today? Lost, let me guess. Was it Saturday? Any big names? Texas. Shout out to
Ass.
That's for my boy. Hey, yo, can I get a couple more of that? Yes, sir. That's for my boy. Hey, yo, man. Hey, man. Yeah, we gonna get into that shit. But Texas, I don't know what the fuck you doing. Whole Lotta. Shout out to Piercy Pooh, man. You know what it is, man. Representing Arkansas. I don't know how that saying goes that she likes to say.
Woo pig.
Yeah, woo pig.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. All right, so let's start there. College, man. We go through, week 2 of everything. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this college season. A lot of bigger teams are falling early, and it's not looking pretty for a lot of people just because they're not even all top ranked. Some of them are kind of like iffy. Some of them are skating by. So, Billy D, man, let me know your thoughts on the weekend. College-wise, see where you at with it mentally.
Ooh. Man, it feels as if we're like week 8, week 9 with the stress levels.
Yeah.
You check Twitter, you check Facebook, everybody's like, oh my God, just fire the coaches, fire him, get rid of him. But it's just week 2.
Yeah.
Strap in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You see teams like you said, Texas, Ohio State, both falling, and man, honestly, it's unfortunately Texas. I've said last time I was on here talking to your brother, you don't have a quarterback. You got to figure it out. And losing somebody like Justin Fields in Ohio State, they're just like Oklahoma. You've had a lot of good fortune fall in your lap.
Hell yeah.
And see, I'm not knocking C.J. Stroud by any means, but he's not Justin. And I think that they need to adjust how they're playing with him. Got to feed the running backs, and they have probably. And this is not a knock on Oklahoma. They probably have the best receiving core in the country. Jackson Smith and Jigba is nice. Chris Olave is nice. Those dudes can go up and get the football. And Jackson Smith and Jigba's only a sophomore. He balled out the national championship game, and I was like, he's going to be nice.
Right.
If they get him the football, he's going to be nice. Oregon just came in and just punched him in the mouth.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that you're at home, you got 100,000 fans there, and you better come out rocking, or otherwise you're going to get beat.
Yeah.
And a lot of these teams, it's one of those that you see in the NFL too. Listen, when you go out there on the field, this ain't practice. It's not spring ball. This is not COVID year anymore.
Yeah.
There's 11 guys on that defensive side of the ball that say, listen, we're not going to allow you to get these 10 yards or how many yards that you think you're going to get. It ain't happening. I'm not scared of this big O that's in the middle of the field. I'm not scared because you're Ohio State. And I don't care that that's, Ryan Day over there. I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to represent myself and represent my city. Let's do this. And they're just going to get punched in the mouth. Ohio State had no chance. Just after that first touchdown, I was like, all right, so let's do it. C.J. Stroud goes out there in Tulane. I was just like, it's week 1. They didn't look good against the run against Minnesota. And that running back is really nice. It sucks that he's out for the season, but he was really nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And then they give the Oregon the ball to number 24. Touchdown. You just have no answer for it.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I listen to on sports radio here in Oklahoma, he's real big about O-line and D-line. Just blown off the ball. By the time that quarterback says Hunt, Oregon's in the shotgun, so he says Hunt goes right here, passes it, or just hands it off to the running back. Their offensive line is pushing that D-line back 3-4 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. I'm just like, you stand no chance.
Yep.
if you're getting old at the line of scrimmage, you stand no chance. And I was like, all right, that's it. So it'll be interesting to see. Unfortunately, a lot of Ohio State fans up in Columbus, they're going to be, fire him, but it's just part of it. Got to have I don't like to listen to him very often, but Skip Bayless says it all the time. That's the most important position on the field as a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't have one, or at least a guy that can go out there and move the ball up the field, it's going to be a long, long day.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Big time.
Man, I think honestly, college football is exciting for the first year that everyone's not just getting kind of ran over and pummeled. Now I don't know if that's a downfall in it or everybody's just getting better, because you see teams like Coastal Carolina, who's ranked, teams like that always kind of wasn't ever in the top 25. Now, like, look, man, we're here to play no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And so these teams come and playing these big teams, like, you got to show us you better than us. And I think the pride is starting to come back in college football, where people are like, we got to represent our school for everything that it is. Like, you're not just going to punk us because your name says something and my name says this.
Right.
I feel like a lot of players nowadays are got a real big chip on their shoulder. Like, I'm going to prove to y'all I should be either where you are, or I'm going to take super advantage of the opportunity that I got.
Right.
So, like, we obviously debating it back and forth, but,
yeah.
Right now, it's really like you would probably say realistically, like, the bottom 5 to 25 is like a toss-up
day to day
until later on in the season.
Yeah.
But like the top 4 right now seem kind of, those are the top dogs of their conferences and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's just, college football's fun to watch, and I've never been a big college football fan like that. But this year I'm like, yo, that team's competing with who? This team doing what? You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Oklahoma State thinking Missouri State should be a breeze. And then boom. And then this week, you're like, what is going on with y'all?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's fun, though. I was really excited you can watch majority of games, and it's not as bad as it used to be. Now,
right.
Alabama, obviously, OU beat the living mind
yes.
off the teams they played. So, like, I wasn't even watching OU. I'm getting texts like, this is the worst team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, man, it is what it is. Yep. But get those out the way, because everybody's schedule's starting to get real. Yep. Week 4, 5, 6, that's when you got to start seeing the big dogs and going from there. But, yeah, I'm excited. College football's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited. It's been the first time in my lifetime where it's, like you said, it's not so easy. I'm like, you have some teams putting up 40s and 50s that are nowhere near like teams that you've been heard of.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. And I think it also helps with like all these kids not going from like big name colleges getting drafted, like the Trey Lance. You had Josh Allen coming out of Wyoming, different people like that, where it's like you see these people are taking advantage of their opportunities and are obviously able to succeed at the NFL level. So everyone's kind of going at this whole playing in college against these big names a little differently, because it's like, if I show out against this team, if I do this against this team, I might be able to get drafted. Like fucking like I said, the quarterback from, Presbyterian, not this past week, but the first week, threw for 10 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I seen the 199th pick plays for the Packers. All right, I think he's a safety, and
that's wild.
They're trying to compare him to Tom Brady. They're like, oh, he got a lot to do, but I'm like, even then, guys, like college athletes, 199th pick starting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like it's possible. Vic told me one time before he went to college where he picked, and he said, I remember he was like, hey man, in the NFL, they're gonna find you. So I'm gonna go here because I know they want me, but they'll find me if I'm good enough. And I was like, I respect that. The NBA isn't like that so much.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? But if FCS guys like that can go and do their thing and then go to the pros, you never know what can happen.
For sure.
yeah, man. So let's tackle these Longhorns down there in Texas. Yeah, buddy. Shit.
Yo.
Except the one exception. We all got love for Casey. All got love for Casey. And when they finally put that man in the game, things started changing.
You can't deny his productivity the last 3 times he's played.
Right.
Every time he's played, he's had positive stats, great stats, touchdowns, all that. I don't think he had a turnover yet.
Nope.
So I'm like, what has he not done to earn the role? And realistically, that's just how I feel. Now, Texas is different. Obviously, college is what it is, but he got out there, you're like, this is a whole different team, it looks like.
Right.
From the first half to the second, you're like, these cats is rocking. Like, if you'd have gave Casey another quarter, I think he might have cut that score maybe.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But Texas looked bad. After AO was talking that mess about Hudson, remember that?
Yeah.
He was like, no, he's
better.
nice.
Yeah.
You know,
He can
blah,
throw.
blah. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Casey out there getting busy for real. Because he got a chip on his shoulder. He know he was disrespected by giving that dude the role. Now, if I feel like he really beat him out for the spot, okay, cool.
Right.
But from what the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like that's realistic. Not right now with how it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, I'm not a Longhorns fan at all. I hope OU drag them. But
Right.
it's just sad to see. You know what I mean? They're going to the SEC with OU. And I'm like, y'all got to realize y'all not OU, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just not.
Right.
And definitely if you're using Arkansas. Imagine if you played Bama. You see what I'm saying? They could get real rug. All those teams.
Yeah, man. It's going to be real different. My boy, Billy, how you feeling about them Longhorns now?
Yes, the Texas are upon you. Not quite, actually. No, they got stalled out on, what is that, third? They take 35 to 40? I don't know. Anyways, just what we just said about Oregon and Ohio State. Holy cow. Let me tell you something else. Is this not the most Texas thing ever? For them to just go and get not just beat but manhandled the way that you got curb stomped, just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even like right now the final score is 21-40. That doesn't do anything to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Hudson Card got the ball. He's in just regular eye formation. Turns around and goes to Bijan Robinson. There's 4 defenders that are in a crimson jersey in the backfield. Texas offensive line had no clue what to do with these fools at all. Hudson Card looked awful. I text you, I was like, I don't know why Steve Sarkisian does not put Casey Thompson into the game.
Yeah.
He was 5 for 8 for 57 yards and then had 7 carries for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Right.
That's bizarre.
Why did it take 3 quarters?
It shouldn't take you this long.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me. If I get up and punch either one of you in the mouth right now, first of all, I'm running for my life. But if I do that, how many times am I going to do that before you guys be like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah, fact.
Before you start hitting me back. Yeah. I feel like you're not going to just stand there for 3 quarters and let me punch you in the mouth and be like, you know what, I should probably do something.
Right.
I'm missing teeth here. It was just bad. Texas just looked awful. Coaching was inept. It was not good. Defensive line looked bad. Couldn't do anything. You gave up 330 yards on the ground to Arkansas? And this is not a knock on Pierce. It's not a knock on Arkansas.
Right.
Does anybody know what happened this offseason? Bob Bosley signed a piece of paper that said, yeah, we'd love to send Oklahoma, Texas to that conference. You understand? That's one of them.
Yeah.
There's a taste. Don't tell me you like sushi and I put a little, spring roll in front of you. You're like, oh, I don't know if I can eat this. Guess what? You signed a piece of paper.
Fact.
Guess what you're doing? And somebody's spending a lot of money for them to send it over there. Now, like I said, Texas is going to be, you're going to have some growing pains going to the SEC. You're going to have growing pains. Baseball, they can hold their own. They were a game away from the World Series this last year.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was bad. That was bad. Yeah. Their first 7 possessions, 5 out of their first 7 possessions, 3 and out.
Dang.
That ain't going to get it against anybody.
No, God, no.
And when they have all of 3 turnovers, Hudson, what are you doing, son? He doesn't look good. And and I'm not trying to just slander. I love slander. I can do this all day. But just like looking at Texas just from an OU perspective, this team has got to stop trying to replace Colt McCoy.
Yes.
You need to find somebody that can push the ball up the field. You need to have a coach that can actually do it. Sarkisian ain't in. I said this 3 weeks ago. Sarkisian ain't in. I'm sorry, he's not.
Really?
They need to go ahead and fire him. Let his ass go to USC.
For real?
Man.
Yeah, because
I seen that about
he's not good at all. USC just what they cut their coach an hour ago.
They need to get a VY back. So they need.
That's exactly what I was finna say.
They need to get a VY.
They act like ever since they got Vince Young that they can't get another mobile type because
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they can't play that style because you can say what you want to about Casey, but Casey's like you said productive.
Yeah.
Even if he scored 2 touchdowns with his legs, would you rather 2 touchdowns with his legs or no fucking touchdowns at all?
Because that's going to make you so deadly. Because even still, if their offensive line can get it together, Bijan Robinson is one of the best backs in the conference for sure. Probably one of the best backs in the country, honestly. So if you have to worry about Bijan Robinson and now you have to worry about Casey Thompson, somebody in trouble.
Right.
Especially the team up north that has to play them in October.
But you obviously when you said the Colt McCoy thing, even Colt McCoy was mobile.
Yeah,
for him,
for sure.
Like it was really, he wasn't bad with his legs, and they haven't had a quarterback like him since, but that's another glimpse of VY. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, they're better with the little, athletic, mobile quarterback. So maybe they need to open their eyes, hire a coach that'll do it. But whatever y'all signed out of Texas ain't getting it done because y'all didn't sign the one y'all should have, which is Kyler Murray. So that ruined y'all for good.
They just look bad on all sides of the ball. It didn't look good for them. They got to figure it out. I mean, you had Gerard Hurd there, didn't look good. You had Tyrone Swoops that you try to like reenact Vince Young. That's not how that works.
Right.
That's not how that works. And I really thought that I didn't think he was like over the top good, but Sam Ehlinger was exactly that Texas person that you saw. Like when I think of Texas quarterbacks, Colt McCoy, obviously Vince Young, yes, that dude right there looked like he was a very, very tough player. Yeah. He was a really good leader. He would run the ball. He got knocked off his ankle went through his ear one day, and I was like, Kenneth Murray just put that man in the hospital, and he just gets up. And I'm just like, dude, this so much is tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
So they got to figure it out. And like I said, the quarterback's most important position, and they just have not been able to figure it out since Colt McCoy left. And until you do so, that's where you're going to be. Because I don't know if you know this, it's not getting easier. Because you would tell you what the SEC does? They put boys in the NFL on that D line. They put boys in the NFL in the secondary, in the linebackers. That front seven is stupid.
Yeah.
Like the CJ Mosley still out there cracking skulls and stuff. Like that's not gonna work. You gotta get. That's not gonna work.
And bro, AO said last week Hudson was better than Ellinger, didn't he? Something along those lines.
Some quotes.
He was saying some while like I was waiting for Ellinger to get out there. He sucked. Hudson like that. I'm like, now I'm thinking, what, bro?
There's no way.
Talking about Casey, not you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. He's crazy.
Hey yo. You said that shit.
So that's back-to-back weeks. We're going to call AO on some stuff because remember he did the Cam Newton thing.
He said the Cam, yeah.
I killed him on that. And then this one.
Yeah, man.
He might have bad luck. He might want to keep hush. He might want to keep hush.
Yeah, man. And, along with Casey, and, we're about to transition this over to the NFL, but Casey gives me that Jalen Hurts type of feel as far as he can move outside the pocket. He can make passes. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't see Jalen Hurts as the prototypical quarterback, the, deep ball, the crazy Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford type, throwers. But he was productive in that game this weekend.
Let's call the Falcons and see how they feel about him.
Right. And the Eagles were projected to be like a 3-win team this year.
Yeah.
So,
hey, man, AO's talking noise about that, too.
Yeah.
They want to know. But the thing is about Casey, we've never got to see him yet for 4 quarters.
Ever.
And so when we get to see him for 4 quarters, get to see what he can do, throw the deep ball, kind of control the game from his eyes, then we can see, compare him like, okay, this to who. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like body-wise, he could look like Russell Wilson one day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he got that arm because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we haven't been able to see it.
But if he could, that's a realistic, that'd be dope. You see what I'm saying? But I think hopefully Texas gives him an opportunity and he going to do his thing with it, I hope.
And I think they have kind of the exact same situation that Oklahoma has as far as scheduling was. They have Rice this weekend, so if he does go out there and ball out, you're not going to know a whole lot about like what he is doing. Right. Like as far his ability to control the line of scrimmage, his ability to go out there and control the offense and actually run them the way that they need to be, like actually just you first down a little bit at a time. We don't need 50, 60 yards bombs every time. So if he can go out there, get Bijan involved, get those wide receivers involved, he should be good. But they have Texas Tech in 2 weeks, so. It'll be fun to see. I'm rooting for the guy. I don't want him to do well in Texas, but I want him to do well. Like
as a person,
as a person for sure. Yeah.
Shout out my boy Jew.
Yeah, shout out, man. Also, I seen some weird where they said Casey's gonna start, but Cardinals play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I think they switch roles.
Sark named Casey he'll be the starter this week. But like I said, they play Rice, so if they go out there and dominate for a little bit, I'm sure Hudson will come back in there and get his confidence back up. So
yeah, I don't like that shit. Just because that just gives me the San Francisco 49er vibe. You know what I'm saying?
With Chicago Bears.
Quarterback shit. Yeah, and it's just I don't like it. Give my boy Casey the ball. Let him do what he does.
Just do his thing, man. Ain't no reason what you got to lose at this point.
Hell yeah.
Say you play Hudson, lose the Rice, then it's over with.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Those boosters will run Sark out of the building if they lose the Rice.
Man, I don't know.
It'll be over with.
That's just how I see it.
I don't know. So, real quick, y'all got anything on OU this weekend? Are we gonna? They won by almost 100 points.
No. Same. The exact same thing. They're not playing anybody, and even if they'd have, like I said, like you guys after they beat Tulane, even if they'd have beat Tulane, 38-15, you still don't know a whole lot about this team.
Yeah.
there's a few like question marks out there, but it's hard to look at because they won 76-0, so they're fine. There's a few things that you want to get corrected. Eric Gray looks pretty good. Spencer looked great, obviously, but he wasn't really playing anybody. You'll start to see it. We got West Virginia in 2 weeks, and then
K-State.
Go on that trip to Manhattan.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Skylar Thompson all of a sudden got hurt, and he should be good in 3 weeks. Oh, who do they play in 3 weeks? Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. You want to get better week to week. That's what the game's all about. So, I think running game they look good. O line and D line got a few questions. Not nearly as many questions as you do in Stillwater, but got a few questions. You want to make sure that everybody stays healthy for starters. COVID's still a thing, so you want to make sure that we're following protocol there. But we'll see. Hopefully, we continue to get better day by day, and especially going into we got Nebraska this week, which it ought to look the same as it did last weekend, 76-0. But we'll see.
Yeah, because go ahead.
My boy predicted 56-7. Well, he predicted OU's first game 66-3. So I was like, okay, I said your prediction can't be because right now it's still to the point we just don't know, what OU is going to do consistently, who they're going to be. I think they're still trying to figure out their DNA realistically of what it is.
Yeah.
But and for everybody, for me to clarify, I am an Oklahoma State fan.
Yeah.
DJ been saying I ain't said it. Obviously, he didn't know. So I am always Ohio State fan, and that ain't nothing to brag about, so I don't speak on it too often. But basketball, I will be here for that.
Hey, there we go. So now we're going to take it up to the next league. The big leagues, man.
Cowboys,
NFL.
baby.
Cowboys,
Dear
baby.
God.
So, Alex, let me get this roll call real quick, man. We go with actually, let me just get the repetitive. I'm going to name all three teams off real quick. Packers.
Ass.
Yes, sir. Titans.
Ass.
Oh, man. Who else? We got another one. I know there was another one that got just the shit beat out of them. Maybe not. Was it Bears?
Ass.
Yeah, let me get the Bears in that way. Oh, and the Falcons. Yes, sir, Ski. Yeah, man. Good weekend of NFL football. Nice way to start it off. Obviously, we had a really good game in Dallas Buccaneers. I'd like to start there, you guys. I mean, I'm sure all of us watched it or at least watched the highlights, man. Big Tone, with you being the Dallas fan in the house, man. Yeah. How you feeling?
I mean, me as a Dallas fan, I can't be happy that we lost.
Yeah.
But the one thing about me is I'll look at a loss and take the positives out of it. And the fact that we competed for one, Dak Prescott played the whole game and looked solid. It was promising. Our defense didn't look like pushovers, so it was nice to know that Dallas seemed like they got a little fight in them.
Yeah.
I mean, for the fact that you got to play the best team in the NFL currently, and fight, I was like, all right, cool. Long as Dallas Cowboys can compete, that's all I like. I don't like when we get killed. Doesn't seem like nobody's locked in. I was really impressed with Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
I was super impressed with our a lot of people don't know his name, Cedric Wilson, I believe. Gallup got hurt, so he came in and did his thing. CD dropped some balls, but at the end of the day, CD gonna do his thing. He's tough.
Right.
But the thing is, our offensive line struggle. Obviously, when you have Zach, but that front seven for Tampa Bay, my Lord, they were giving us issues. Like you couldn't run the ball with Zeke, and he's arguably, he's obviously a top 5 running back, most likely in the majority of people's list.
Yeah.
But and Parsons was doing his thing. I was very happy with that. Our linebackers looked solid. So Dallas was good, man. I think here moving on, it's going to be fun. I think we compete with basically everybody we play. I'm going to still ride with the 11 wins. But, yeah, man, Dak seeming healthy, making some really, really good throws.
Hell yeah.
I was like, man, I pray to Jesus you can just continue that, bro. Because the fact that he was making the throws he was making, even though he was hurt last year, so he didn't play in a while, and his shoulder was messed up, I was really impressed with it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Obviously starting 0-1 ain't, ideal, but hopefully we can go into L.A. and do our thing that week because, they look solid like this, last game. But
yeah.
I think Dallas can give basically everybody else a run for their money.
Hell yeah, if you're doing that against defending champs. My boy Billy, how you feeling about that Dallas-Tampa game?
Oh, Jesus.
Tom Brady.
He's a goat.
First of all, before we dive in, everyone has seen the video where he sees Dallas score and he just looks at him and then goes and grabs his helmet. With 1:29 left, and what, he had one timeout, two timeouts?
Two.
And then, yeah, go ahead. I'm going to let you go.
Did he not just look like a dude, in his robe, going to grab the morning paper? Just another day, Gotta go
I
to
told
work.
somebody
Cool.
I was watching, I'm like, he just looked like, oh, yeah, we about to go in.
Man, I'd have been terrified of him down the sideline. Like, I'm just like, oh, it is what it is. Man, I thought Dallas looked really good. I mean, it's hard for me to. I can't stand Dallas. I hate Texas, really everything down there. But I thought they looked really good.
Yeah.
You can tell really early on that they made the decision. We cannot run the football against this front seven.
Oh, yeah.
We saw them run Patrick Mahomes out of Tampa Bay, and he probably still running right now. So yeah, they were like, there's no way that we can do that, especially with Zach Martin being out. That's out of his control per se. So that just sucks. I thought they did a really good job of like protecting Dak. I didn't see a whole lot of like sacks. And I thought Dak looked really well. I thought he looked real comfortable too. Coming off of that, I feel like you can do all the rehab and the PT that you want. Up here is really where that injury gets you.
Yeah.
Like there's been time. I mean, I'd never really played sports to a high level, but there's times like I'm running around now. I'm like, my knee's gonna give out at any point. I got hurt 12 years ago, and it's gonna give out at any point right now.
Yeah.
And those guys, they get paid money to do it, but I'm not really worried about Zeke. I think he'll get going. They knew that they weren't going to do it, but. Man, as good as Tampa Bay really looked, you get 4 turnovers off Tampa Bay, which 2 picks. The first pick really wasn't on Brady because he just threw it up at the end of the half. The other pick was off of, I want to say, Godwin, I think it was. And then you had Godwin who did fumble, and then Ronald Jones who fumbled. Man, you got to come away with that. That one, it's hard as well. I mean, I get it. You're not really going to play a team probably that good again, especially that defense and that offense, but you almost have to come away with that one. Amari balled out.
Our kicker had me.
Greg the leg.
Had me
Legatron
tight for 2 quarters. Oh my Lord! I'm in there trying my hardest not to punch everybody in there.
Man, that hurts. That hurts. I mean, you were. I want to say it was the first one. It was like 3-0, and then you try to kick another field. Nothing. First of all, I want to say their first like 3 or 4 like points that they actually scored, like they were field goals.
Yeah,
bro, you're that close. You got to score against this team.
Got to make it.
You can't keep playing field goals against. Do you know who that is on that sideline over there?
Yeah.
Like, listen, when you fumbled and you got the ball, you're like, all right, we got to score here. At least get a field goal. You're like, oh, fuck, we didn't get it.
Right.
But at least you can't keep kicking field goals against 12. That's not going to work. That's not going to get it done at all. Go ask Kansas City how that worked out for them.
Man.
They scored their first touchdown in the last 2 games against the Cleveland just now. They didn't score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. 4 quarters, the biggest game of your life. Guess what they didn't go? Pay dirt.
Yeah.
At all. Like you got to come away with a touchdown with those. And then Amari looked ridiculous. Like he finally that's what you need.
Yeah, right.
If you can get Zeke going and you have to worry about Amari, I mean they're good.
Yeah.
I mean it sucks that they lost Michael Gallup. He's going to be out for a little bit, like I saw. But you said Cedric Wilson looked really good.
I can't stand. Look, Michael Gallup, my boy. I don't know nothing about you, right? But I drafted you in fantasy with confidence, and you get hurt every single season. And I don't even know how many seasons you've been in the league, my boy. But you need to talk to somebody about your health, man. Because of you, I'm gonna lose by a large margin in fantasy.
He'll talk to Brian, man. I was just excited. I mean, Thursday season opener, everything looked good. I got to give Dallas her credit. Michael Parsons looking really good. The rookie they're bringing in, and everyone's talking about he's going to change this defense. I personally, being a former Falcons fan, because yes, where Julio goes, I go. I enjoyed them picking up Keanu Neal and DeMonte KZ. I thought that really helped in addition to their defense, and I think it was KZ that caused that fumble on Godwin on like the 2-yard line.
That fumble was huge.
Yes.
If they could have gone down and actually scored there, that's it. That's the finishing move, and you're done. That's taking the air out of like the Dallas sideline, and that stadium erupts.
Yep.
Because he caught it. I want to say it was like the 12 or the 15, and then just starts spinning around. And I'm just like, he better go down, or he's getting in the end zone, and then bloop, and I'm like, oh dear God. Is Dallas about to shock the nation in week 1? Skip Bayless would not shut up for the rest of the year. Dallas could go 1-16, and he would just be losing it. We beat Tampa Bay the first week. Like that would be it. Yeah.
You're like, I don't know how much Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT now. Dak actually looking pretty nice.
For sure. Yep.
Skip is crazy.
And Dak, you were talking about Zeke couldn't move the ball. They couldn't get it past the Bucs defensive line, but Dak playing the way he did, being able to still be mobile and still willing to take those runs and shit like that, and then to throw the ball damn near 60 times.
Yeah.
58 pass attempts.
Coming off of a compound fracture. And they feel comfortable enough to be like, all right, you got it. Go ahead and throw it.
And his shoulder was just fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? And to throw
I think they got a lot of belief in Dak. Like I tell people all the time, his mental that he portrays is so strong.
His leadership, for sure.
And he believes in himself and his team so much that he just takes whatever opportunity he can and run with it, no matter what happens. Like he's scrambling. Like no, we're not supposed to scramble yet.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not supposed to scramble yet. Give it 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But he said, screw it. You know what I'm saying? Taking hits. I'm like, dude, but that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why we paid him. Because we trust him, and so. hopefully it all pans out.
I think you paid him kind of late, but that's a different story.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, let me tell you something, Jerry Jones. You talk all this noise about you'll do whatever for the Cowboys win the championship. My suggestion is to retire. That's your last option for
Or
us to
just
win.
get in the box and stay in the box.
No.
Like, you go up there
Don't
and
even
be
come
quiet.
to the stadium. Go get on your yacht and watch the game from there.
Man, far away from as
Yeah,
possible.
no more. I don't want to see you on the TV, none of that. Because we ain't won since you've been on that TV since the 2000s to now.
Yeah.
And what did we just talk about with college? Quarterback position. You didn't see a lot of changes outside of Michael Parsons, and they made, they drafted some guys, but you bring 4 back, and it's a completely different locker room.
No doubt.
You have guys that are buying into 4. They're like, listen, let's do it. If we go get smacked in the mouth, we're all getting smacked in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like, they were all buying into that, and you didn't see with Andy Dalton.
No.
He had no control of that offense or defense, nothing.
Right.
And good God, and Mike McCarthy he ain't got a voice at all. I'm still confused as to why he even puts a Dallas shirt on every Sunday.
He had me high. Had that jacket on sweating. What are you doing?
What in Tampa Bay? You
what I'm
know that
saying,
humidity's through the roof. My fat ass is sweating just watching him. I'm like, there's no way that he has a jacket on in Tampa right now.
Man.
It's hot. Nope. Can't do it.
I only grabbed the mic to talk about Tom Brady making out with his kids.
You're a fool.
I'm just saying, but I can't watch.
What?
Because I tweeted that I said, it bothers me because I know when they win a game, he think about making out with his son after the game.
As a parent.
So I thought I was tripping. I was like, let me go rewatch the video. So I rewatched it, bro. His son gave him a kiss, and he said, that was just a peck. I said, yeah, bro, I'm not tripping.
He said, I'm not tripping.
I'm not tripping, bro.
Man, I don't know, but
It's
go ahead.
Yeah.
I was about to say, as a parent, I got nothing.
But that shit amazed me. But I do want to say, I did watch the first half of the game, and I was getting annoyed how the announcers got a Tom Brady dick in their throat. It was kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's ESPN.
I understand it though, because he is good in his age. But I was just like, I feel like Dak was having an equally good as game, and they weren't really talking about him. So, but that was just me though.
One was 44 and the other one's 26.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, or something. So
Yeah, as long as Tom Brady and LeBron James are both playing their sports, that's all.
that's all you
So
gotta
is
talk
Tom
about.
Brady like the Michael Jordan of football?
Yeah.
Now,
So I was trying to get. They put up a thing saying like the amount of rings, and they're saying he had the most rings, or whatever.
out of him,
And they're talking like Bill Russell. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I'm right. Bill Russell has what?
11.
11? Yeah, and then they're saying he has 7, right?
Yeah.
Tom Brady?
Shannon
That's
Sharp
crazy.
was killing him last week. He said Shannon Sharp listed Jerry Rice 1, LT 2, and then Tommy B, because he was saying Jerry Rice stats is just out this world.
Ain't nobody touching that.
Not his rings, but the stats.
Ain't nobody
total.
touching that.
yeah, no, he's a guy.
He said no one ever will be close to his stats.
If Brady would have gotten Randy Moss like from the jump, maybe, but Jerry Rice set that bar so high. That's it.
Yeah. If Tommy B had this Buccaneers team for 7 years, it'd
whole
have been a
career.
whole different thing.
yeah,
Now in NFL, do they look at it the same? Like if somebody don't win a ring, they look at them and lower?
yes.
Yeah.
Is it the same applies when there's more players on the field and there's a lot more going on?
Not to the high, not as high degree.
nearly as high.
Yeah.
I feel like the degree of difficulty is a little bit higher in the NFL just because there's so many people. But if you don't win a championship, like Dan Marino is one of the most celebrated quarterbacks ever. He never won a championship.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not obviously talent wise, but like kind of like a Charles Barkley. How Barkley didn't win it either,
Right.
But Barkley's not nearly talked about as highly as much as in his sport as Dan Marino is in his sport.
That's true.
And so I don't think so. I think that if you do win a ring in basketball, it's just oh my gosh, and just forget about like how you won it, who you won it with. But depending on like what you leave out on the field, I feel like an NFL is more than a championship than you would in basketball.
No, I agree because like they were saying, you get a 7-game series in the NBA. You know, when you're playing in those playoffs, you got that day to be great and to keep being great all the way to the championship, and to finally get there. So I don't know. I forgot who it was, but they were saying one of Tom Brady's former players, and he was asking Tom like, you chasing Joe Montana, and he was like, I'm not chasing Joe, I'm chasing Mike. And so
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
That's
Damn.
real.
It's
I
nice
don't think
to
Mike
be
make
that
out with his kids, but go ahead.
Bro, let it go.
That shit bothers me.
So Dallas ended up losing 29-31 to the Bucks, and again, like you said, those field goals for Dallas definitely hurt.
That'll hurt you.
No doubt.
I mean, how many attempts? I mean, they missed one on the touchdown attempt. They missed a couple.
So he missed. I think he missed 2. He was 2
Yeah.
for. I think he was 4 for 6. So he finished right, but the first 2 he missed.
Yeah,
And he missed a PAT and 2 field goals.
Yeah, if you make them, I mean that's 7 points on the board. You can just chill. You see what I'm saying? So,
touchdown.
it is what it
It's
is.
so funny because all you gotta do is kick the ball.
That's what I'm-
But it's so much harder than you think.
Yeah, you think it's more
It is,
mental
yeah.
than anything else? Okay, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
so
too.
beginning of the
hard.
Year, the beginning of the year, there's no stresses on those kicks. You just kick those. You got to make the early ones. You know what I'm saying? Because by missing the first two, you like, okay, you might get cut this tonight. Like for real.
No bullshit.
Because
Bro, you saw last year with the Patriots, they traded Gostkowski and that was it. They went through, ran through kickers like that. Nick Folk got there, gone. Somebody else went there, gone.
Yeah.
They brought in Sebastian Jacob, gone. He missed two. All he missed, one dude. I want to say it was Nick Foles who missed a PAT. Kind of the next week. The next dude they brought in, they played the Jets. He missed a field goal, cut his ass. That was it.
That's what
like
I'm saying,
Belichick, I got time for the foolishness.
But that's what he's saying. Their job is to kick the ball.
Yep.
Now that's their specialty. That's what you practice on.
Yeah.
You legit go to practice and just kick a ball all day. Make your kicks.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but the first game of the year, I need you to make 97% of them
You
kicks.
think that's what the stress is though? They're so disposable. Like you can get a new one next week.
Possibly.
Because I was just sitting there I just started watching football, but I know that one thing. I'm like, bro, I know his job is to kick the goddamn ball.
That's it.
Now, I didn't know if he was a rookie. I didn't know nothing about him.
No, yeah,
I've never heard his name before, so I was like, I don't know if he maybe knew or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, because we're kicking the ball. I mean, especially now in this day and age, with how many people you got that play rugby that are getting into the NFL, and you know, a lot of soccer players play football as a kicker or a punter.
Oh, I
And
want to
there's-
say that the Chiefs had a guy last year, 2 years ago, that he was brought up from Australia. Like he played football,
Oh, yeah, that's
football out there, and they were just like, "Yeah, bro, come on." And he was like, "All I got to do is kick the ball." And he hit like his first punt with like 80 yards. I was like,
telling you.
"Okay, that'll work."
Facts.
I'll shoot him some bail. You know, they were saying that he had back surgery coming into the season and that he didn't really get as many reps in as that he would like. And I guess they asked him, like, how do you feel coming in off that back surgery? And he
Back
was like,
surgery.
yeah.
How did he get hurt?
I know you sitting there like back surgery. I'm like, what the fuck his back got to do?
When he hurt his back.
Do you think maybe the motion of the kicking though hurts your back because you're twisting your body?
Man,
I mean, that's a whole lot of.
I'm thinking that.
Yeah,
Them soccer players be kicking each
They do
other
be
in the
good.
chin.
They do.
Messi still out there.
No back
Messi
surgery.
be kicking that motherfucker for who knows how long.
Man.
How you have back surgery? You a kicker? I need to Google that.
I mean, he might have had scoliosis, some shit that he was just born with, and his shit was fucked up.
I
But
feel bad for them kickers though, because I know that I heard they get it bad. They be getting them death threats and shit too.
oh, bro, it's bad.
what?
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, with being quarterback, you might be able to that might be a 50-50 ball. The receiver could have caught it. They might have just played good defense, some shit.
Yeah,
happened.
right.
As a kicker, you're there by yourself. You got, 5 yards between you and the offensive line?
Also, too, you see how big the kickers are.
Yeah.
And them dudes on that defensive line are coming for your head.
Oh, yeah.
So if you miss it at all, or like you don't get that ball off, that dude is coming right here.
Facts.
I'd be honest with you, I'd probably shit myself if I saw David Clowney and what is it? What is
Miles
his name?
Garrett?
Miles Garrett. Nope, I'm good. I got COVID today, coach.
My coach used to tell me I don't believe in roughing the kicker.
No bullshit, bro. I would say this one story, and this isn't kicker. Just like, because like you said, your coach said you don't believe in rushing the kicker. One play, my coach, we were rushers. It was a punt. I was a rusher on the outside, and he's like, "Look, we just need some momentum. I don't care if he catches the ball, or calls a fair catch. I want you to lay his ass out." I'm like, bro, that shit is crazy, bro.
It is, bro. Football's sick,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. Like it's an aggressive sport, man. So let's move on a little bit. Let's go over there to Arrowhead Stadium with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Browns.
Great football game.
Yes,
Great football game.
Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, it wasn't Sunday night football. It was like right before that. It was a 325 game.
Yeah.
But man, should that have been the Sunday night football game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's got to be in prime time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Tone, I'm gonna start with you, man.
That's good.
Hey, how was you feeling? I mean, we was all there chilling. We was watching shit, all 8 games.
That's fact. We was sitting there watching, but man, I don't know. Like Kansas City, they're gonna be good. So it's kind of weird. Like you look at them just to be the high firepower. They're gonna do their thing, cool. Mm-hmm. But when the Browns was getting busy like they were, bro, on both sides, I'm like, Baker Mayfield is like that. And Baker Mayfield, to me, that game is the best he's looked in his career so far. And I feel like I was talking to my buddy, he was talking in the group, and I was like, the Browns have finally figured it out how to play the game around Baker the best way for him to be efficient. Mm-hmm. And but Mahomes got a little Tom Brady in him. You know what I'm saying? So he one of them ones too. Like he over there smiling, laughing, like cool. They winning. All right, that's all right. And he go out there and just goes bananas, dude. Bananas. So, I'm not going to blame it on Baker. Obviously, I think it was Nick Chubb that fumbled late and stuff like that. But it's one of those things just like Dallas. You can't give Kansas City the ball late.
Right.
You know, that's just a team. They got too much firepower. Quarterback's phenomenal. It's just something you can't do. And then Baker turns the ball over late. It's destiny. I mean, you lose at that point. You know, he knew it was over once he threw it and he picked. So I was glad. The NFL Sunday was fun.
Yes.
Like all across the board. I really was like, man, these teams are really nice. You know, to see teams like the Broncos with a quarterback who's
Yep.
right? All these teams they got, and then you see Green Bay, who I'm not a
dear
fan.
God.
I hate Green
there.
Bay because obviously Dallas hasn't made a run to the playoffs because of them specifically.
Aaron Rodgers.
You see what I'm saying? And for them to get done the way they did, cool, right? But outside of that, a lot of those games, I'm like, man, these are dope. Fantasy's fun, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that type of stuff. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I hope the Browns are going to see Kansas City again and give them another shot because I think if you play it in Cleveland, it might be a different story.
True. Will, how you feeling, man?
Man, I feel like there was one dude who said that Gardner Minshew was better than Baker, but okay.
I don't remember who that was. But I know his last name is Jordan.
I'm pretty sure
wow,
he got traded. I mean, he ain't traded Baker, but it's okay. Anyways, there's not more you can ask for. You know, I thought it was extraordinary. I loved it. Loved every second of it. I thought Baker was extraordinary. And again, where we went back to the college game, that offensive line. Cleveland might have the best offensive line in the NFL.
And I hate the word, but facts.
They was going crazy, dude.
Nick Chubb looked phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of him. I didn't like him in Georgia. I hated him. And when Oklahoma was matched up against him, I was like, oh, dear God. I was like, we got to play him and Sony Michel? That's going to be fun. But, I mean, Nick Chubb looked great. That's the type of back that you want. Like he's not anything too flashy. He's not going to try to just go out and do the most. Like, he's going to find the hole. He's going to get you 4. He's going to find the hole and get you 12. Or he's going to find the hole and get you 30. You know, so the prototypical, like, running back that you want in the league and that you especially want on your team. So he did well. Kareem Hunt, I thought, did really well. Both of them, I think, are going to be really, really nice to get behind that O-line if they can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Man, you got to score the football also. And you have to keep scoring the football.
They got conservative.
You know, halftime score, 22-10, and then they get outscored, 23-7? That's not going to work. Against we just talked about that with Brady. I'm not saying that he's the next Tom Brady, but you worry when he has the ball and there's 2 minutes left.
No doubt.
You're like, oh, dear God, we left way too much time. If there's not 4 seconds left, and even still, at the 1, he could probably get that ball to the goal line. That fool can throw that thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I thought Baker played really well. I thought the defense, everybody looked really well. It sucks not having Odell back. I want to make sure that he gets back soon, and I hope that he gets back healthy, especially running and out there catching.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry, I thought, looked really, really well. David Njoku, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
That dude is huge.
He's tough.
That guy's really nice.
Yeah.
Towards the end of it, you started to feel Arrowhead Stadium start to wake up because they got put to sleep real quick. So you're like, hey, let's do it. I'm rooting for Baker because, obviously Oklahoma guy. And as a Denver fan, no, I don't like the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I want to see it. Like, I want to see the Broncos win. And then just for the week 1, we're leading our division. So let's do it. But, you saw Kansas City come back. And that's what, leadership, the most important position on the field is the quarterback. So to have a guy like Patrick Mahomes be like, all right, that halftime, you don't go and you barely score 10 points, come out in the second half, outscore them 23-7, where you're like, he had a lackadaisical second half.
Right.
He was in the halftime like, hey, shut up. Let's figure this out. What are we doing that they can't guard? What do we need to do that they can't guard? Right. You have a guy like Tyreek Hill that can take the top off the football or take the top off the defense? Let's do it. And what did he do? Running right through a right back left. There's nobody over there with Tyreek.
Yeah.
One dude, he gonna race to the goal line. That's 7. Go ahead and chalk it up.
Facts.
Who guarded 87 in the red jersey?
Nobody.
That's a big dude.
Best tight end in the league.
You see what I'm saying? Like, with it, it's hard to do. It's hard to keep them down because, like, and they don't really try to run the ball. Like, they don't try to establish it with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but they know that, and they could dump it down to Nicole Hardman. They could dump it to the insurance State Farm to Travis Kelce, or they could just take the top off the defense with Tyreek.
Yeah.
So I mean, and none of those dudes are going their way anytime soon.
No.
So towards the end, you saw Baker they started to get flat a little bit. I thought they abandoned the run a little bit too early. They kind of got pass happy when they started just throwing. Even like before it got to the point where, all right, we have to score right here. I thought they abandoned the run. On that last, I want to say touchdown right when Tyreek scored.
Yeah.
Arrowhead woke back up.
Absolutely.
And when Arrowhead wakes up, it wakes up. Like, Kansas City is one of the loudest places that I've never been. And I probably won't ever go because I value my life and I got kids and married. Like, I can go there. But to hear them wake up and go berserk, like, you're like, all right, it's going to get real interesting, to see Baker, like, really get up in this and do it. But, it sucks to see that, they fell short being up and, scoring 29 points in total, but 22 in the first half. Like you got to keep scoring.
Yeah, facts.
And in this day and age, it sucks. 2004, you score 30 points in a football game, you're winning for sure by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's 2021 with Mahomes on that sideline. You better keep putting up points on the board. So I thought in the second half they could have done a better job about taking the air out of the football. Giving the ball to Nick Chubb, giving it to Kareem Hunt, just to keep Mahomes on the sideline as long as you can. Give that defense a break. But I thought the defense started to slowly bend, and then eventually they just broke. And then Baker on the last drive just. I'm not going to put it like all on him. Obviously he threw the pick. I think he was trying to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, I do too.
But man, just eat that sack. You have a timeout. What there was he got hit right at the 1:15 mark. You get sacked. All right, now you got a minute left. Work the sideline, work the clock. Just try to get down the field. But I'm sure he'll look at tape and they'll be better. But unfortunately, they also play in a really really good division too. I don't know if y'all saw Pittsburgh's defense this past weekend. The boys are legit, and they may just be like the Broncos of 2018, where their offense may not be good, but you better watch out when your boys going to play against their defense.
Yeah.
So it sucks to come up short like that, but I'm definitely rooting for Baker and the Browns to come out of that division. So we shall see.
Oh yeah, man. Ooh, that game. 22-10 going into halftime. You think going into the next half, like Patrick Mahomes down 12, he can put up 2 touchdowns in a half, and to Will's point. With Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, those 3 touchdowns in the second half, 2 of them are Travis Kelce, and then you have the 1-play drive in Tyreek Hill. 1 pass thrown across his body, 75 yards. Is it just me, or do the defensive backs not get their eyes on the football at all? I feel like they always played the receiver, because I feel like on that pass to Tyreek, if he would have saw where the ball was at, because I feel like Tyreek ran him off on purpose just a little bit, and when he bit too hard, Tyreek slid back under.
I think so too, but I think it's also hard to. Man, back in the day, like the quarterbacks were getting rid of the ball, like it was 1, 2, bam, throw. He was back there writing Christmas cards before. That's a long time to have a dude run around with Tyreek like that. But yeah, I think that he definitely. If you turn around and find that football, either you tip it, you intercept it, or at least get a PI.
Yeah,
screw it. Hey, I'll eat this 15-yarder or this 45-yard penalty, whatever it would be. But yeah, I think it's just harder because you have guys like Mahomes, and you saw Kyler. What in the hell was that? That's some shit that you saw somebody do on Matt. This way and turn around and avoid a sack and keep running and then bam, first down. What? You can't scheme against that. There's no defense against that.
None.
Dudes like Kyler and Russell and Mahomes, they are driving DC's crazy at night.
Yeah.
They'd probably rather go home to 12 kids and 3 wives than have to deal with these fools on defense. That's outrageous. There's nothing you can do against that.
Yeah, no.
You got to tip your cap and shit like that. Like, there's nothing that you can. It's outrageous.
No, 100%. And I just think it's crazy, man. One, again, this whole new age, like skill positions are getting a lot better.
Yeah.
And quarterback is getting a lot more athletic.
For sure.
Back in the day, it was always the pocket passer. But now when you have, like you said, the Russell Wilsons, the Mahomes, the Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons, Justin Fields when he gets his shot, all these guys are able to, if the play breaks down, go get you 5, maybe 10, maybe even more yards with their legs. So, it's not just, we only have to worry about the receivers. Now we have to game plan for if he gets out the pocket.
Yep.
And there's not really one, you know what I'm saying? You're hoping that your defensive line can contain. And it's just such a big problem, Patrick Mahomes being as mobile as he is, to roll all the way out to his right side, throw it to the left side, not completely, kind of towards the middle of the field, and then Tyreek just to stop on a dime, turn around, catch it, and then go off. You know what I'm saying? 1 play, 75 yards is just ridiculous. And then, like y'all said, Travis Kelce is just unguardable. He kind of gives me those Gronk vibes where he's just bigger, stronger, more physical than everybody else. And you're not going to bully him off the ball. You're not going to, and like a lot of people try to be pretty with it. I just like seeing Travis Kelce grab the ball and then he turns around, just ducks his shoulders and just goes at everybody.
Exactly.
Every play, every damn play. So, yeah, Baker, I just felt he threw for 300 yards. Don't get me wrong. He threw for 300 yards. But I feel like a lot of times they were just so reliant on the run game that he kind of didn't have that.
He's never really gotten rhythm.
Yeah, to go, especially that last drive trying to score that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And to put him in that position to where it's like, okay, now we're damn near throwing on every possession to try to get down there and score before the shit's over. And then it just kind of went wrong, especially, like I said, I believe he was trying to throw that pass out of bounds because that defensive back was right in front of boy.
Yeah, there's no way that
he hit him right in the number.
And for anybody saying that, Baker threw it right, Baker's football IQ is way too high for him to do that. Yeah. It's clearly, if you go back and watch it, you'll see his feet like go right up underneath him, and he just like it almost like comes down to where he throws it right to that guy.
Right.
And you didn't really see it the whole game where they missed Odell. That final drive, they missed Odell. They could use OBJ on like it's guys. That's where you go to look and be like, okay, we're drawing up a play for 3 or 4 wideouts. This is the dude I'm looking for 13. And 13 is good enough that even if he's double covered, he'll go up and get that because his catch radius is through the roof.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got, David, you got Peoples-Jones.
Yeah. Jarvis.
I don't understand what in the hell, Donovan Peoples-Jones was doing on that punt. Even though I got called back, you should be nowhere near that punt on the 1 yard line when Kansas City fields it.
He tried to rip it out his hands like,
man, what? This ain't hot potato. Did you see that?
No.
So Kansas City is punting the ball to Cleveland. Cleveland has a dude back, Peoples-Jones, at the 10-yard line. Usually, I've never played football to that high level, but usually you put your heels on the 10 and you don't move after that. If the ball goes over your head, you eat it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The ball bounces at like the 5 or the 1. Kansas City is fielding it at the 1. He goes and like kind of runs back there and tries to grab it from the dude at his own 1 yard line, and then fumbles, and then Kansas City recovers, which there ended up being a penalty, so they had to like re-kick it, or like I think they just like
something where it was down by
by contact at the 1, and they didn't get very far. But I'm just like, what are you even doing?
Holy cow!
Put your heels on the 10 and that's it. Like there's no,
get out of there.
You poison, get up out of there. That's it. No,
or run them like you see some punt returners. They'll run all the way the fuck over here and try to run some of those people off.
Right.
Something. But yeah, that was literally like some like elementary little league pee-wee ball. Like it wasn't even like his back was behind the 1 yard. His body was in the end zone.
Yeah.
So if he gets that off and you get tackled, that's a safety.
Exactly.
Like there was no good decision in that at all. So yeah, seeing that Baker's, like I said, that interception. Like I really think if they had Odell Beckham, because Jarvis Landry did well with what he could do.
No doubt.
I thought he did real well
with some reverses.
Yep.
Glad to see him back rocking
for sure.
Yeah. And then Austin Hooper, another guy that came out of Atlanta that I really like. He's really producing for them.
I think so.
I think he made a Pro Bowl last year, and then you have David Njoku. So like I said, with that addition of OBJ, and then you have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, it's just like you just have so many options in that last drive, especially having Odell would have helped with just whether it's even running 2 defenders off and you just dink and dunk Austin Hooper or Jarvis Landry or something. So, yeah, just a tough game. I really, really thought that they were going to walk out of there with the W because Cleveland, was it the first quarter? They ran off half of the first quarter.
I mean, that's exactly. That's what I mean. Just take the air out of the football. Like you said, with all that talent, I think they're too talented to, even if you do go lose to Mahomes, who just throws up some, ridiculous pass, and Travis Kelce comes down with it, your offense is too talented to have 7 points in the second half. Like there's just no excuse for that. And, you call up Kevin Stefanski and be like, hey, what happened? What's going on here? Like, you have 2 really good backs. Like, there's no reason for that. But it just can't happen. There wasn't a lot of turnovers. I didn't think the officiating was bad.
No.
I didn't think there was any, bad PIs or bad holdings or anything like that. Just regular Sunday, but you got to be able to score more than 7 points in the second half.
Chubb, hold on to the ball, bro. I like Kansas City from my popo. He's always been a Kansas City fan since forever. For as long as I can remember, bro. And it's just like I kind of like Baker. I like the Browns a little bit, just the way they've transformed that whole organization. But Chubb, if you don't fumble that ball, and it's not on you, I can't just give it to you, bro. But that the announcer said it. They, the Chiefs defense needs to make a play.
You got to.
As soon as that shit, he said that shit, punched the ball. And Chubb had 2 carries right before that. It's kind of like Madden shit. Your player's red right now. Get Kareem Hunt in there, get somebody else in there. Because I'm like, look, this is the NFL. He's not going to, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to run him a 3rd time in a row. Sure enough, punch that mug out. Correct. And I just see him put his head down. And that's how 9 times out of 10 you fumble. Because usually they'll be like, I was down. He just put his head in the dirt and was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Yep.
So, man, shout out to the Browns. Shout out to the Chiefs. Hell of a game. I really enjoyed it. It's only going to get better from here, hopefully, to see both of them in the playoffs at some point.
I think so.
So, let's go to the next one that I'm really excited to talk about because it pissed me off and almost fucked up my whole weekend. Titans and Cardinals.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
My.
I like Kyler. The rest of them, D-Hop, cool. JJ Watt's cool. I wasn't too mad because I like Kyler. But let's talk about this ass whooping. Tony.
Bro, I drafted 2 of those guys because of you.
Because of me?
Because of you. You're such a big fan.
I loved it.
Yada, yada, yada. I had Tannehill last year, which obviously didn't work out. But, man, I was watching. I'm like, and it's just, Kyler to me just has such a winning aura about himself.
Bruh.
Like, he just, and the fact that the way he plays legitimately just looks like he's having fun makes it even 10 times better to watch him. Mm-hmm. Because legitimately, he's the shortest guy on the field probably 90% of the time with the biggest arm, one of the biggest arms in the league already.
Underrated.
And accuracy is out this world.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But we was talking about it last week when we was talking about the division, the Rams. Mm-hmm. And I honestly, after that performance, and the Rams look solid, don't get me wrong.
No.
But the Cardinals, if the Cardinals and the Rams were to play tomorrow, I'm taking the Cardinals, bro.
That defense.
And then Seattle, we see what happened with them. But, yeah, man, I don't know. The Titans wasn't what we all expected. Derrick Henry getting shut down that makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? He's top 3-court running back in the league right now. Mm-hmm. So Tannehill obviously needs some adjusting to do, but they just got manhandled, bro. Cardinals defense came with it. And we talked about it. You know, they're kind of slept on, but they came with it. Your brother named a few guys, and they got busy. So
Chandler Jones, Buda Baker.
You know, the Cardinals look good. The Cardinals look really, really good. But the Titans didn't look great.
Yeah.
And I don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it like, why are we not doing well? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, they screwed me in fantasy. Appreciate you guys. You see what I'm saying? But that's DJ's team this season. So,
yes, sir.
Hopefully my boy Julio come back and go crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on that. Billy D, your boy Kyler, OU.
Yes, sir.
OU alum.
He looked good, man. Looked real good. You know, he definitely can tell he's playing man on a mission. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, excuse me, I know you talked about 12 up there in Wisconsin, but y'all better look over here in Arizona.
Yeah.
I want that. There's a reason I got this 1 on my jersey. Mm-hmm. That's where I better finish in this MVP voting. So I thought he looked really well. Definitely took command of the offense. Leadership was really off the charts and everything. And, spread the ball around. And just like we talked about with Mahomes, some of that stuff is just unscripted.
No doubt.
I'm sure they have like, hey, we're going to go run 22 Tampa, or we're going to go run, halfback dive or whatever. And then he just got to improvise. And when he improvises, dear God, hey, strap in because it's going to get real. Yeah. I thought he did really well. Football is incredibly hard, but you have to keep it simple where you keep it simple. The O-line and D-line. Mm-hmm. Their defensive line, first of all, Derrick Henry's been a 2,000-yard back the last 3 years. How did he look on Sunday?
He had 58 yards or 98?
He had 17 carries for 58 yards.
It felt like 12.
58 yards, bro.
Derrick Henry ain't probably. I don't think he's ever rushed for that.
That's wild.
He usually rushed for that in the first quarter.
I'm about to say he'll do that per quarter.
Yeah, fags.
Like that was just bad. Tannehill just didn't look comfortable at all. That D line was in his face, like you said. Buda Baker and Chandler Jones. Chandler just was wreaking havoc on that defense. Nobody could stop him. They tried to double team him. He's splitting them. Yeah. If you go man on man, that's you're done. That's it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do about that. He had 5 sacks all of last year. He had 5 sacks in one game on Sunday.
That's crazy.
That is outrageous.
He coming for head.
He had 2 forced fumbles. At that point, everybody in a white jersey, slide on over guard number 95 right there. Fact. Do not let him come this way. I'll take on these 4 by myself. But y'all better do something about this dude right here because this is outrageous. And I just don't know how, as a coach, you don't make an adjustment right there. Bring another tight end, bring a fullback in to help him out because Tannehill, I'm sorry, he's not Kyler Murray. He ain't running. No. If he gets sacked, that's third down. That's it. He ain't running. That's nothing. And I know you got Julio, you got A.J. Brown now. You can just throw it up to him. And A.J. Brown was the only guy that caught a touchdown yesterday. But, bro, that was bad. That was bad. And now, luckily, Tennessee plays in a really awful division, so you can afford to have really 6 games like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Arizona, like you guys said, with San Francisco and with the Rams, they're like, hey, we're in this division too. Fact. Don't forget about us because everybody's picking the Rams right now because Matt Stafford, which, by the way, dear God. Hey.
I had to give him. I was going to tell.
He hit the rewind button in his Georgia days. And I was like, he looked like he throwing AJ Green all over again. It looked good. But you got guys like Kyler Murray that are like, hey man, I was rookie of the year for a reason. I'm in this thing. Y'all better pay attention to Arizona. So that division is probably going to be the most interesting to watch all season.
Yeah, that's what they said last week.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. Like we talked about, obviously Arizona. I feel like they were underrated just because it's Kyler Murray, and then you think D-Hop. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't think much of the J.J. Watt signing just from his age and how long he's been in the league. But, boy, when I tell you he was on some shit. Like, Chandler Jones was doing his thing. But J.J. Watt coming off the edge, we're running to the left, probably a halfback dive, left side. And J.J. Watt comes all the way off our right side and just swipes Derrick Henry's feet from under him. And I'm like, bruh, that's some shit you can't. Nah. That's just greatness.
JJ liked that.
JJ really liked that.
And even in like the locker room and at practice, he's probably different. Just having a new. First of all, he came from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I know that stress feel a whole differently out there in the desert. You're like, it's dry heat out here. We got humidity. Good. Why ain't been here my whole career?
Fact.
Telling you.
Yeah, it's nice. I bet it's gonna look a lot different. Super excited to watch him.
Tannehill.
Boy,
Tannehill. Something's got to change, man. You just got to do something. I don't know why you trade and pay all this money for Julio Jones and don't try to put the ball in the air at all.
Yeah.
When you have A.J. Brown, who's a Pro Bowler. You have Julio Jones, who's multiple-time Pro Bowler and has been to a Super Bowl. And you have both of them, and you just keep trying to run the same shit with Derrick Henry.
You got to abandon the run at some point. Like there's nothing you can do. Like you bring Derrick Henry out there like as just like a disguise, just to not seem so one-dimensional. But you get down, 21-0. We got to start throwing the football.
Yeah.
No,
we got to move the football somehow. And I don't know how long Tennessee is. They're kind of reminded me of just like Edo at LSU. You won the lottery one time, and when you won it, you really won it. But and I'm not trying to just it's one game. I'm not knocking on Ryan Tannehill at all. There's a reason why he's been bounced around so much, and he found a home in Tennessee. It looks great. He does feel great, but you don't have a contingency plan. Mm-hmm. So if that O-line ain't going to get it done this season, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, fine. Because what's Derrick Henry going to run around? What is he supposed to do exactly?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, you play in a bad division, so you got plenty of wiggle room.
Right. And I'll just say, you see how Cleveland kind of runs their offense with you have two great backs, but you usually run a play action. You know what I'm saying? Just to get the disguise because you have such a dominant run game to at least get some people to bite.
Yep.
You're going out there and shotgun and doing all this shit where it's just Derrick Henry's just blocking straight out the back. It's no like, hey, I'm a fake take it, run a route, some shit. Mm-hmm. It's just we're running it or we're passing it, and you can see it as soon as you hike the damn ball.
Right. Yep.
Defense looked like shit. I can't really. But it's hard. Kyler Murray. There's just certain people that, like you said, you can't script it up for. And like if it was Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, somebody less mobile, it's different. But Kyler can go for a scramble and get you 40 yards.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So not our best game. Look like pure ass. Don't have much. Just hurt. Hopefully we can go into next week, do a little better, see how that goes.
They play Thursday, huh?
I believe so. So I want to cover at least two more games really, really quick if we can. Let's go with the Rams. The Rams and the Chicago Bears. More so Matthew Stafford and how y'all felt about Matthew Stafford in his debut with the LA Rams. Big Tone?
I was a non-believer at first, but he was passing that football yesterday. I'm like, okay, this might be what everybody said. You see what I'm saying? And he doesn't have the best receivers going, realistically, but he does have one of the best, youngest coaching minds in the game right now. So him and Cooper Kupp, I'm talking about look connected for real. Like they played together their whole careers. And supposedly they come in together early, watch film, and do all this other stuff. But yeah, he was a real deal. I can't knock it at all so far. We'll see how it goes moving forward. But, yeah, I was impressed with it for sure. I definitely didn't see what everybody else saw.
Fair enough. Billy D, how you feel about Matthew Stafford in his debut?
Man, I thought the talent has really always been there.
Mm-hmm.
He just has unfortunately been in Detroit, and Detroit was kind of slept on because they're right behind, Minnesota and Aaron Rodgers, of course, with Green Bay. So you didn't really see a lot of them. And when Calvin Johnson retired, that was it. You're like, all right, well, whatever, we're done with Detroit. Even if they get Matt Stafford, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But I thought Matt Stafford has always been able to throw the football. I thought he could control the offense, but it's Detroit, and they're like, it's just hard to do.
Yeah.
And he went through 3 coaches while he was out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just you got to figure something out. So coming out here, like you said, with Sean McVay, I think it's a perfect match.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love both of them. I think they're going to be able to really cause some havoc in that division. Unfortunately, you're playing a really bad Chicago team, so we'll see. Like I said, week 1, it's hard to really get a grasp on where this team is at. But now you've seen they can throw it and they're going to air it out. Because that's one of the reasons how they got there with Jared Goff was quarterback. It got disguised because of course he was handing off to Todd Gurley 40 times. So, but I thought Matt Stafford looked really good. Cooper Kupp looked really well. Lost a running back though, which really sucks. But they didn't really hand it off to Henderson very much. Didn't really hand it off to Sonny Michel very much. So I was like, all right.
Nickerson got hurt.
I don't know. They said that
Or
he
Akers, sorry.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah,
He's out for the season, I believe.
Yeah. So we'll see. There was a few injuries that we saw over the weekend. Not nearly as much as coming into last year.
Right.
Good. Week 3, everybody down.
Yeah, everybody.
Baltimore
I got to trade for somebody 4th string. Good Lord.
Obviously, I was kind of high on Matthew Stafford. I just seeing some of these games and really just seeing the cannon that he has. You know what I'm saying? What was it, the first big play where dude he threw a deep ass pass? Forget your name. I think it was Woods maybe, and he. Total fuck up on Chicago's part. He catches the ball. He's rolling on the ground. Everybody runs past him like he's down.
And he
like
just gets up and
He gets up and just meow.
Yep.
No, it wasn't Robert.
No, it might have been.
Did he
someone
score?
else. Yeah, he scored.
No, it wasn't Robert.
Okay, it might have been the other guy.
points.
Sorry,
Robert Woods is always one of those guys that just understand his assignment.
Yeah.
He's never going to go out there and try to be something that he's just not and too flashy and too whatever. He's just all right, throw me the ball, cool. No, okay, great. I got a pass block, all right, cool, I'll do that. I got a run block, all right, cool, great.
Yeah.
That's my thing, though. Henderson's not bad.
No.
No, I think he's really good.
Yeah, I think he's really solid.
I like him.
So that's my one. That's my one up. My one down. I don't know why the fuck y'all out here trying to do bootlegs with Matthew Stafford. I don't know when that was the thing. They try to run a bootleg.
Not sure what that is.
I don't know who you thought he was.
He tried it out.
Yeah, bro. Because they were talking about, they're so amazed by his athleticism. And I'm like, what athleticism?
Has he ever had that? Ever?
Never.
I ain't seen that in Georgia, Detroit, nothing.
He just ran from people. That's all it was. He never tried to make no passes out the pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
They said coming into the game, they do the intros while everyone's warming up, and they're like, I guess the coach said, people are so amazed by his athleticism that his intellect and his knowledge for the game is overshadowed. I was like,
he must be able to jump high.
Something's got to be going on, man.
Because it ain't run.
Yeah, not at all. Matthew Stafford, good shit. I hope to continue seeing you do well. And
you got to see them boys.
Yeah, before we get out, because this is something we can all bond over.
That's good.
I think we have a love for it. Jalen Hurts in his debut.
Yes, sir.
As a starter for the season for the Philadelphia Eagles against the Atlanta Falcons. I'll let you guys go. Roll Tide and Boomer Sooner.
One thing about him, when he went to OU, and no knock to Bama, but I feel like it gave him a different confidence in his abilities because they let him loose a little bit.
Yes.
And let him throw some, let him run, do his thing, and lead the way. Because sometimes I think under Nick Saban, he kind of has this bubble where it's like you do it my way or no way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think he's going to be a better NFL quarterback than he was college. And it's just because I feel like his game is a little more fit for it. He's not, as explosive. He's more of a technical guy. Put it here, put it there. Nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I told you, man, I want to see it. And I told you I expect the Eagles to be okay.
Yeah.
And Devonta Smith is tough. You see what I'm saying? So I was really happy with what I saw. Obviously his stats were great. I think he had one of the best QBRs this weekend. So
Who had the best QBR all weekend?
Teddy. It was Teddy.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. I know he had one of the best, but yeah, man, it's just to see the Eagles good again, and even though they're our rivals, it's just nice to see our division doesn't be completely trash.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be nice to see them and be competitive. But Jalen Hurts gonna win them some games.
Yeah.
And he might lose them some too. You never know with him, but I think they starting to figure it out, and they got their quarterback for a little while.
Oh yeah. Willie D. How you feeling about Jalen Hurts?
Man, I'm going to root for him as long as he's in the league.
Yeah.
Loved it. Didn't play a great Atlanta team, so it's hard to really like gauge and see where you're coming off of. But just like we've talked about everything else, that offensive line starts and stops with Lane Johnson. If that guy's healthy, it's a completely different team.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If he's not healthy, you got Carson Wentz back there running for his life.
Right.
And then boom, he gets healthy. You know what I'm saying? So you got those guys healthy. You got a good offensive line. Everybody can stay healthy with COVID and with their own actual mental and physical health. They're pretty good. I thought Miles Sanders was able to run the ball fairly decently. He's never gonna be this big flashy back.
Right.
Yeah.
He just does exactly what you need him to do. Devonta Smith, I was a little skeptical. Just wanted to see how he would translate to the league. Now, of course, Bama basically is the halfway to NFL. Right. So, just as far as his size wise, I was like, man, some of the DBs is big. Right. You run around Jalen Ramsey, that fool ain't small.
Nah.
So we'll see. But I thought he looked really well. Definitely controlled the offense, and I agree with you. Just his whole demeanor, everything about him was just so much more relaxed and chill. With Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma, it was really awesome to see. So. It makes the division really, really good. There's a team up New York that's not good at all.
No. Did I say it?
They got beat this week. Can't imagine about who the Giants lost to this weekend. But no, it makes that division a lot of fun to watch. Very surprised to see Washington go down like that. But I think I have Dallas winning as long as Dak stay healthy. Yeah. I had Washington finishing behind him, but I may have to rethink that with Philly looking this good.
Yeah, no,
so we'll see.
I agree. I definitely love your point about the whole Alabama thing as far as because Nick Saban, you have the AJ McCarrons, you have I think it's Roy or Greg McElroy's, you had the Tua Tagovailoas, the Mac Jones is the prototypical pocket passer. Mm-hmm. Here, not that get out freestyle, make the shit happen. When he went to OU, we were able to see that, but then some people didn't enjoy that. They felt like he just tries to get out with his legs too much, and it's not going to translate to the league well. You're gonna have to throw the ball. So seeing him go out there and make those plays, first touchdown of the season to Devonta Smith, Alabama Heisman Trophy winner. Seeing those guys connect was very enjoyable for me. Seeing just the ability to put the ball in the air, and he's not going out there trying to do the Matthew Stafford 50-yard cannon.
Right, exactly.
He'll dink and dunk you. You're going to try to guard those wide receivers too deep, and he's going to go run off for 10, 15 yards. And I made the Casey comparison. It's similar. Right. Casey has a good solid frame. Jalen has a good solid frame. If Casey dinks and dunks and gets you 15, 20, maybe a 30 here and there, as long as it's effective, it adds a different dimension to your offense and allows defenses, they have to guard you different.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Devonta Smith's first touchdown was in the exact same spot that he caught that national championship winning touchdown?
Really? No, I didn't see that.
They played it side by side, and it was Tua throwing it to him, and then it showed Jalen throwing it to him. Yeah. And I was like, that's pretty badass.
It's amazing, man.
You see that Jamar Chase joint?
Which one?
Did you see that?
When it was what LSU posted or what?
Yeah, so I guess they Burrow threw him a pass, and it was the same way that they did in college.
Where he caught it against Clemson?
Yeah. He did the same dance. That was the cleanest thing I ever seen, bro. It was pretty dope.
Huge ups to Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a rookie, it's so easy to get down. Even though it is preseason, he led the league in drops. Yeah. And he was like, I can't see the football. They're like, why can't you see the football? He's like, because in college, it has that white stripe on the top and on the bottom. NFL is just brown. He's like, so I can't see it.
That's what he said.
And I was like, oh.
I'm starting to realize some of these cats got bad eyesight. Jameis Winston, he's blind. You know what I'm saying?
Came out and
there he had there in 2020.
They said that LASIK was different.
Yeah. I've seen somebody post on Instagram. It's like, great advocate for LASIK eye surgery. What else? There's something else.
Did you see the Cam Newton interview?
Yeah, with his dad.
First of all,
I checked it out.
I didn't know if y'all gonna bring that up or not because I thought that was a big.
I didn't know if we had enough time.
What is the wardrobe situation with Cam?
Talking about his hair going through the hat.
What is the wardrobe situation?
Man, he in his own world right now.
Fuck a lot of hoes like that. Watch your mouth.
What is it?
I'm so lost.
But anyways, what do y'all think about what he said?
I missed.
He basically saying his light shines so bright it would have been hard to be a backup. There was more to it because it's 40 minutes long.
He said that he could be a backup. He would have been cool with it, blah, blah, but I just don't know if that's realistic for Cam.
Yeah.
And honestly, his aura is huge, but sometimes it depends. I think if it depends on how you carry your aura.
Right.
Can you bring it down some to make sure the person in front of you is being successful, or are you still trying to be this name? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he said in his interview, he was like, he wasn't teaching me the playbook, all that nonsense they were saying. But he was, for the fact that he was surprised he got cut too, he's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I think as a man, he understood it's a business, but he thinks he should be back in the NFL, and I do too.
Man, Dante was laughing because he was like, he's doing exactly what he shouldn't be doing. He needs to shut the fuck up. He needs to shut up. Because I was like, I've been hearing maybe they're going to treat him like Carmelo Anthony. Like, he's going to be blackballed from the league type thing.
For a little bit, yeah.
Because honestly, in my opinion, he needs to go call up Ron Rivera over there in Washington. What is it? Ryan Fitzpatrick went down. I don't have nothing against Heineke, but I'm like, hey, you got a good defense.
Heineke, the backup?
Yeah, because Ryan Fitzpatrick, they said he's going to be out for 3 weeks.
Did Mac Jones have a good game this Sunday?
He had an average-ass game. The score was 17-16. The running back fumbled.
Who won?
Within the 30. The Dolphins did.
Oh, okay.
And they shouldn't have. Their running back for New England fumbled within the 30-yard line.
Hey, man, listen. He's still trying to get acclimated to the league. I don't want to hear you say nothing.
I forgot you, New England.
Yeah. I like Ramondre. I think, he's going to be very good for New England. But, like I said, they had the ball with like a minute left, maybe 3, somewhere around there. Punched it out. Something happened, fumbled.
If there's a coach that don't play the turnover game, it's Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that on his watch.
Billy B, man.
So do y'all think Cam Newton's career is like done?
Not to get too political or to jump into politics, but there's this thing going around called COVID-19.
So you think because of the vaccine?
So you got to get the jab.
You think so?
You got to get the jab there.
Well, Bill Belichick swears it's not why, but
Come on,
know.
now. That's why a majority of his team is vaccinated.
I told you about Bill a couple weeks ago.
He don't play that.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz, it just depends because I think it was Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, they lost.
Oh, geez.
Him and Jared Goff both took L's this weekend. But like Carson Wentz doesn't have the shot, and like he was on the COVID list, now he's not. So I don't know if he went and got the shot within that time, or if coach is just like, look, I need to try to win so that way I can.
Yeah,
it just plays a part in not even necessarily not even just health reasons. If somebody decides to bring in Cam Newton, he has to quarantine for 5 days. I don't have time for you to be quarantined for 5 days when we have a game. We play every 5 to 6 days. Mm-hmm. If we play Saturday and we're supposed to turn around and play on Sunday, or we play Sunday trying to play on Thursday, you don't have enough time to quarantine and learn the playbook. Right. I can send it to you, but you can't practice over here. Right. You can't be with our guys. You can't be in the coach's room. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it sucks. I don't think that you should just blackball him like that. But at the same time, bro,
rules are the rules.
Hey, nobody could tell me Tom Brady vaccinated.
Oh my Jesus.
Brady was probably the first person to get vaccinated.
What?
You talking about a fucking Trump supporter? Goddamn, how right wing Tom Brady is. He's not vaccinated. The league line. I don't give a fuck when the league line, because just like the NBA pulled strings for LeBron, because if LeBron ain't vaccinated, he not gonna get vaccinated.
No,
Tom Brady ain't vaccinated. There's no way in fuck.
Did you?
There's no way in fuck.
Shannon Sharp had me screaming the other day. Skip Bayless was like, "Did you see Dak? He looked real good and all that good jazz. He might just win. He's got a shot." Shannon Sharp said, "He got the vaccine. That's the only shot he got."
Yeah, I see that. I was happy rolling. But real quick before we get out, because you got the gear on, man. How were you feeling about the Broncos this weekend?
Yes, sir.
Was it the Giants that they put the whoop?
Put a spanking on the Giants. Man, lost Jerry Jeudy to a sprained ankle, which
come to find out it's not as bad as we thought.
It's not broken, but I promise you today, it probably feels broken. Yeah. It don't feel good today. The high ankle sprain, that's a whole different type of leg right there. I mean, you saw AD whenever he was here. He was like, I'm not running on this at all. Like, it almost feels like it. So, completely different looking team, man. And there's a guy that I follow. Shout out to Michael on Twitter. Hates Drew Lock with a passion. His profile picture is like Drew Lock just getting upset and all that good jazz. Just not a good fit. Not a fan of Drew Lock. Right. I think like I said, whenever we first did it a while back, I think Teddy gives us the best opportunity to win. Spread the ball around. Looked real good. I thought Fitzpatrick looked really good, or Simmons looked really well. I want to say Cortland Sutherland only had 1 point in fantasy. What the fuck is that? Noah Fant. I like him a lot. Mm-hmm. And Melvin Gordon.
Yes,
I really thought that
trusty.
I thought that rookie was going to get majority of the carries, but man, you got Melvin Gordon. He just breaks off for a 70-yarder, and I was
That's my issue. Why I hand it to somebody else? The old man's not broken yet.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Aaron. I literally didn't start him because he said that the young kid was going to get in there. So that's
obviously we got to quit listening to AO. Bro.
I guess
AO ain't been right about not one thing.
It's funny because he literally said some shit, and then a week after it'd be just like opposite. It happened.
I need you to get on
3 or
track,
4
bro.
times now.
Have you no more,
bro. Text in a group before you start making decisions like that. I tell you, I left Melvin in. He got me 25.
Yeah, bro. Because was it Clyde Edwards-Helaire got me 11, and I think Derrick Henry got me 11. So.
Yeah.
I thought really good, man. Super excited. Again, we played the Giants, so, got a lot to learn. Unfortunately, we also played the team that just beat Cleveland, so shit. We got the Raiders are playing tonight, so we'll see how they look. Chargers took an L to Washington, so it is what it is, but division's wide open outside of, obviously Kansas City, so we'll see. Super excited. Our QB had the highest QBR this weekend, so that was really awesome to see.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what he's talking. You go back to what you said. You need a quarterback. And everybody knew the Broncos
we said that.
One
we
thing.
didn't even need it. We don't need a dude that's like top 3, top 4.
Yeah, you just need a sufficient quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. If you can just move the football, we'll see.
Aaron might have fucked you over because he said Aaron Rodgers 2022, so that might be out the window.
Yeah, he might screw you.
I'm down for him if he wants to come to 2022 because Aaron Rodgers looked like he's just
not happy.
He's not happy. What is his hair?
But
how old is he?
Yeah, I don't know.
42?
42?
40 something, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's 42 because Tom Brady's 44. I think he's 42, I believe, or 40, something like that.
Doug, 42 Rodgers.
He don't make out his kids.
This is not good. He's 37.
37.
Oh, 37. Who's the second oldest?
Jordan, or who's the what?
Second oldest quarterback.
Ben.
That's right.
So, man, I don't really have anything else. We got this Baltimore Ravens, Las Vegas Raiders game that we're all going to go try and tune into.
Derek Carr gonna kill somebody in that, what is that? The little club area.
Oh, yeah.
He finna go knock somebody out.
So DJ beat me in one fantasy game this week. We got our last one left. He has Lamar Jackson. I got Josh Jacobs.
I started Aaron Rodgers in both my leagues, so
I'm losing by 5 currently. Hopefully I'll win. So then that's what it is.
We'll let y'all know when we get back. I appreciate y'all for being with us on episode 24. Man. Shout out Kobe, man. This is episode 24 of the From the Jump podcast. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Billy D.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yes, sir. And we out.